my channel. Today is a special video. I am doing another collab with a bunch of girls here on YouTube. I will link everybody's channel down below, so go check their videos out. They have some awesome recipes and ideas that they have shared. Today what I'm bringing to you is my take on a cheesecake. I wanted something low point, something that was going to be satisfying, something that resembles a cheesecake. There's been a lot of recipes like this floating around. This is just my take on it. I just kind of altered the recipe a bit to my liking. I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I chose to do something a little bit different than a traditional cheesecake. So this recipe will be called a berry cheese fake because it is kind of like a fake cheesecake. This recipe makes 6 servings at 2 points each, which is really good, super low in points, and very filling. It does resemble a cheesecake a lot. Obviously, different ingredients, like we don't have the cream cheese, so it's not going to be the exact consistency of a cheesecake, but it's basically like eating a cheesecake and you feel like you're cheating. If you guys make this, let me know down below. Let me know if you like it. You can alter it to your liking. You can skip the 2 graham crackers and only use 1, and it will only bring you to 1 point, but I like graham crackers. So if you want to see this cheese fake, just keep watching. The first ingredient is plain fat-free Greek yogurt. We're gonna add 3 cups of this into the bowl. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of stevia or any sweetener that you use. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of the sugar-free vanilla syrup. Now, lots of people use vanilla extract, but that is extra point, so that's why I'm using this. I'm going to add a whole pack of the sugar-free cheesecake jello mix. And lastly, we're going to add 2 eggs. So we're going to combine all this together. You want to make sure that everything gets combined. It is very important to do this or else your cheesecake will not be very creamy. You could also use a mixer for this, but I find the whisk works as well. Alright, so once it's all mixed together, we're going to grab our ramekins. Alright, so we're going to fill the ramekins with half a cup of the cheesecake mixture. Because we're having this dessert straight out of the ramekin, I chose not to spray them. So once the ramekins are full, I'm just going to go over it with my spoon just to kind of flatten it out a bit. And I like to go around and clean up the edges. I just like it to be a little bit neater, and it may burn if you leave these little pieces here. So these are ready to be put into the oven. They're going to go in for about 25 minutes at 350 degrees. After 25 minutes, I'm going to take a look at them, and if I feel like they're ready, I'm going to take them out. If not, I'll leave them in for another 5 minutes. So while that bakes, we're going to be making our compote. Today I'm going to be doing a berry cheesecake. We're going to be using the 4-berry blend. I like to do a mixture of fresh and frozen, but unfortunately today I don't have any fresh, so frozen will do. 1.5 cups of this. I don't have a half a cup with me, so there is the half cup. You're going to want to add a tad bit of water just to get it cooking a little bit. The reason why I only add a bit of water is because the frozen fruit will defrost and add a little bit of water as well. So I'm going to cook this on 6 until everything is defrosted and there's a little bit more water in the pan. Before this starts cooking, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of stevia. You can use any type of sweetener you like. 1 teaspoon of the sugar-free flavor syrup. I'm going to be adding the sugar-free red raspberry preserves. I feel like this gives a little bit of a thicker consistency and it adds a whole lot of flavor. Just going to mix this all together. Alright, once it's all mixed together, I'm going to bring this to a boil for about 5 minutes and then reduce the heat to thicken it up a bit, but I'll be back once it starts boiling. This has been boiling for about 5 minutes. I'm going to reduce the heat to 2 and let it simmer for about 3 minutes until it thickens up. If you find that it's too thick, you can add water. Better to have less water than have too much water. What I do if it's too thick, I add a little bit of water in at a time, so that way I won't add too much. It's done cooking. It may look a little bit liquidy, but once it cools down and is in the fridge, it actually thickens up. If you find that it's too watery, you could always add some cornstarch, but make sure that you account points for it if it's needed. Set this aside. I'm going to let it cool off for about an hour until I put it into the fridge. Alright guys, so I have my cheesecake out of the oven. We are going to cool this for about 2 hours at room temperature and then stick it in the fridge for 10 hours. I usually just do it overnight. They may not look like they have set yet. That is because they will set over time. Having them sit at room temperature and in the fridge for that amount of time will set them and firm them up. So I'm going to see you guys in the morning when we're ready to top these. Alright guys, so it is the next day. These have chilled in the fridge for over 10 hours now, and we're going to go ahead and top them. I'm just going to top one and then top the rest off video, but I will show you guys what I do for the toppings. I'm going to be taking 3 sheets of the graham crackers. Each of these little squares is 1 point. You're going to be using 2 for each. If you want it to be 1 point, you can just use 1, but I love graham crackers, so I'm using 2. Each of these sheets will go on 2 of the cakes. So I just broke that off. I'm going to break this in half as well and just set it inside the cheesecake like so. We're gonna grab our compote. We're just gonna grab a tablespoon. Now, if you're wanting more than this, you can double the batch. I feel like a tablespoon is enough. So we're just gonna put it on there. Then we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar on top for extra sweetness. If you don't like it super sweet, you can skip this step. So there you have it. Super simple, super easy. You could also go ahead and crumble these on top. I just find it gives it a little bit different take on the cheesecake. You could also literally just dip this in and eat it like a cracker. But I love this dessert. Like I said, it's super low in points and simple. Alright guys, so that concludes this video. Again, make sure to check out the other ladies' videos. The links are down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, my take on a cheesecake. So yeah, I really enjoy this. I have it as a low point dessert, a snack. It really varies and it's so versatile. You can top it with anything you want. I just want to thank all the girls for participating in this collab. I really appreciate you guys joining. It's really nice to see everybody's take on different desserts. But I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in my next video.